I'm Kylee Behringer. I'm 19 years old and I go to school at the University of Akron for psychology. When I first got into dance, my mom signed me up for dance lessons at the local YMCA. I was about 3 years old, and then after that I started training at Canton Ballet, and I trained there for 14 years up until the end of high school. I started out in classical ballet and I trained that way for my entire life. Later on, I picked up modern and jazz techniques. Ballet and modern are both equally difficult, just in different ways. A lot of the rules that modern formed out of were just taking the ballet technique and altering it or breaking it, making it different. It's a lot more grounded, but still equally as complex as ballet, which is way more lifted. As far as teaching goes, I teach ballet, point technique classes. I teach a little bit of modern and jazz, and anything along lyrical and contemporary for choreography. I started out when I was at Canton Ballet assistant teaching for the younger kids. In this past fall, I started teaching at a studio in Massillon called Starlight Dance Studio. And I teach there twice a week for about 5 hours a week. I have a group of 9-year-olds, I have a group of 10 to 14-year-olds, and a group of 14 and up. It's cool getting to experience the different age levels and getting to work with kids all throughout the different stages of dance. Right now with those classes, I'm mainly focusing on the technique of ballet and how to strengthen their technique, their discipline, and breaking bad habits. They all start with the same basic bar exercises. With pliés, tendus, dégagés, that's where all the fundamentals start. You don't get to leaps without being able to do a tendu. You don't get to pirouettes without being able to do a plié. There's a lot of physics involved. What goes up must come down. All of those rules apply to ballet in so many ways. The company I performed with for a year professionally was a modern-based company called Real Edge Dance, or we went by RED for short. It was based out of Hudson, and I would commute between the University of Akron and Hudson to rehearse with them and take class. Performing was always the highlight of our seasons. No matter when I was younger at the pre-professional company at Canton Ballet, or when I was a little bit older with the actual professional company, I always would get nervous, but never until right before I went on stage. So I would be fine the whole day. During the warm-up was fine. I'd get in my costume, everything would be okay, and then right before those lights go up, right before the curtain goes up and you're about to walk on stage, that's when the butterflies hit. It's a great feeling though, because you know that they're not going to last long. And then you go out on stage and you just do what your muscles have been training to do for however many months you've been preparing. Your body just knows what to do. And that's when this euphoria hits. I guess one of my favorite memories would definitely have to be going out on stage for the bow for our last Nutcracker. There was a bunch of us that were graduating that year, and just knowing that this was the last time most of us were going to be dancing together for sure, but dancing in general for some others. It had been such a big part of our lives, and taking that last bow together was just amazing. And watching the curtain come down, there was just this feeling of finality. I dance for the performance and for myself. So in a way, it's extrinsic and intrinsic. I definitely do it because there's nothing like the adrenaline rush you get going out on stage, especially when they start to applaud for you, and you just know that all of those long hours in the studio, it really does make a difference, and it just makes you feel so rewarded for it. It's the best feeling in the world. At the same time, I definitely dance for myself, regardless of if I have an audience or not. It makes me happy. It's something I love to do.